The IHWA Premier League is proudly brought to you by Shatterguard.com.au, Front Row Screens, your local streaming superheroes, and CD Dodd, scrap metal recyclers.
It's crunch time in the 2021 CD Dodd Perth Premier League, round 18 of the 23-round competition. And kicking things off here at the Perth Ice Arena, it is the Sharks who are looking for a second wind into the finals, and the Blackhawks who are only just secure in third place but need a win to steer further clear of the Sharks if they want to maintain a top four spot. Welcome to our coverage of the 2021 CD Dodd Perth Premier League at the business end of the preliminary matches. Paul Persick with you in the commentary box, and as always, a great pleasure to have your company live on FRS Sport, your number one in 2021. And tonight's action is the first leg of a massive weekend of sport live on Front Row Screens. We'll tell you more about that later. But of course, the match first up tonight, the Sharks and the Blackhawks between 4th and 5th. It's a must-win for both teams. Last week in Coburn, the Sharks had to settle for a point after surrendering a 4-2 lead against the champion Flyers blue team despite a Riley Langell double in the second period, which really lit the Sharks up and probably would have got them the 2 points. They could not sustain the momentum, however. Meanwhile, the Blackhawks were held down ruthlessly against the Vikings in their 3-1 loss at home, and their attack was, at best, substandard, with Grover and Woodman not getting enough of the puck, so a big lift is needed by both sides tonight. A couple of key numbers: the head-to-head record for both sides in the 2021 season. They have met 3 times, and this will be their 4th occasion. The Sharks have won twice in the regular season 2021, and that has been against the Blackhawks and, of course, the Flyers Orange as well. And, of course, each of them have played 3 games, the Blackhawks having only won once as well. A couple of players to look out for. As you see there, Lachlan Atkins, he was massive in the opening stanza last week over in Coburn. And for the Sharks, well, watch out for guys like Blake Cuthbert. Woodman will need to lift. Valentin Kazala as well. He had a quiet evening as well in that loss to the Vikings in Coburn last week. And for the Sharks, they cannot surrender a lead again. It was their 3rd time that they surrendered a big lead. It's that complete game for 3 periods that they've been lacking, and tonight is their best chance. Watch out there for Sean McLean, the big man in the red helmet. He is a big, big part of that attacking core. So watch out for him when he gets the puck from centre ice and transitions into attack. The Blackhawks, well, their attacking game plan obviously needs a big lift, but one player who was a big positive last week was Charlie Smart for 2 periods in the game. He's averaging around 35 per game, and in the 11 games that he has played, he has had a GAA of around 2.73, and his save percentage is at .912. So watch out for him again. He caused a few heartaches for the Vikings early on in that game last week in Coburn, and he'll be another one to watch. Bryce Chapman as well, and Lachlan Atkins amongst the Sharks contingent that will be getting themselves ready under Gillon McLean, giving him the last words before they head into battle. And as always, the Perth Premier League is thanks to our great partners at CD Dodd, scrap metal recyclers. We thank them for coming on board once again and supporting not just ice hockey but local sport here in the great state of Western Australia, the best state in Australia. And also Shutterguard, operating in the roller shutter business since 1989. And they do a great job in supplying new roller shutters. In fact, I had new roller shutters the other day from Shutterguard, and they did a wonderful job. First-class service indeed. And, of course, Front Row Screens, your number one in 2021. Dylan Dwyer again starting off in goaltending, as well as Charlie Smart. But for the first face-off, Ratcliffe, Smith and Williams will do battle in this vital clash in round 18 of the Perth Premier League. It is go time. First entry to the Blackhawks, and away they go. But the Sharks stop it in their tracks through Langell on the outer wing. And that tempo set up by Langell will be a key if the Sharks can get the 2 points. Forced to set it back to Ratcliffe Smith, but the Blackhawks immediately turn it over in that defensive zone. Grover, the Blackhawks captain, goes with the cross ice to the outer wing. That's good play by the Blackhawks. They're looking to set it up now. The puck goes back to Williams. It's high inside the mid-slot. But again, the Sharks' defence starting off quite nicely. Ruck to Ratcliffe Smith on the edge of the house. You get tripped up by the stick. Referee doesn't wave the hand and says, boys, get on with the game. Sack and McLean. Good use of the stick by McLean. Hoisted towards the net just wide of the right-hand post. The Sharks have got more players at the front of the puck. It's pushed back. And Braden Maybe, who's doing double duty tonight for the Sharks and the Flyers Blue. They pressure the Blackhawks into a turnover. Maybe out the back, out to Lelick on the doorstep. But the door has been blocked by Charlie Smart. We've got another great atmosphere here at the Perth Ice Arena. As you see the countdown clock, in addition to the CD Dodd scoreboard, we'll keep you on track of where we're at the game. And a great job that the team has done in putting this broadcast together as the puck is on the Blackhawks defensive zone. Woodman pressured there by McLean on the low. And the Sharks unable to keep the Blackhawks pegged. Woodman from the corner. He went cross ice towards the path of Davidson, who almost went for that tip-in the centre. But the Sharks have got it moving. Lelick out to Maybe on the outer wing as the Sharks routine change on the fly is made. Lelick with the backhand goes out to Atkins. And there's a bit of space out in the mid-slot, but it's covered by 3 Blackhawks defenders. And they can set up again. They like to move the puck from the outer wing. Williams trapped out of it by Williams and Atkins. Puck pushed back towards the defensive goal line. Chapman. Out there to Atkins. And stopping him in his tracks there was Grover, who pushes it back to open ice, but covered again by Chapman. He's had himself a decent season. He's played 12 games. He's got himself a few good points there. Turned over. Hillier, out the back, Williams. From the goal line. Oh, nice check on Williams by Jake Ruck. And that allows the Sharks to open things up. Ruck and Hillier. Oh, Ruck just losing his footing at the last moment. That allows Hillier to keep the puck in front and inflict the defensive turnover. Grover under pressure. And again, Ruck bouncing back. It's cross ice. Chapman. Hands it on the defensive neutral zone. Pushes forward. Blind pass. The Blackhawks looking to make them pay. Here's Grover. But blocked off. Good use of the high stick. And that was a legal high stick. Santana. Now to Ratcliffe Smith. Goes low. And almost caught with it. Almost got his head taken off there by Campbell. But in the meantime, McLean. Nice side pass to Alangel. On the edge of the house, he goes from the left-hand side. Smart with a good save into the first 3 and a bit minutes of this opening period, thanks to CD Dodd. No score being added in the early goings of this game. The Blackhawks with 9 points from their 11 matches played thus far. They would desperately like a win to stay in touch with the Vikings in 3rd place, who have got the bye. Grover! Well, that was sacked, rather. With the wrist shot towards the net, but Dylan Dewar providing a greater challenge as goaltender tonight. He's been in great form. Robson plays it off the sideboards, but again, the Blackhawks stop the fast transition of the Sharks. Sack catches Robson off guard. Blackhawks have got 2 on the slot. From behind goes Sack off the post, covered by Doyle. He plays it along the wings, but only as far as a few Blackhawks attacking players. Rebounded off the glass, Robson bypassing Maybe. Back and forth the puck goes on the Blackhawks attacking zone. Back on the goal line. One-handed high stick there by Sack. Does he go cross ice to Campbell? He goes for the shot himself. Way over the crossbar, rebounding off the glass. Grover and Yannick Lodge backed up by McLean, and that's Langell. Angel goes out wide. Robson manning the puck on the defensive zone. He pushes it out to Doyle. Went to Maybe, but it went into the open ice on the goal line. Kazala tried to chop that one off. Woodman, cross ice out towards Lelick. Didn't get that one to go. And that's allowed Whelan to turn it over, but he was a bit sluggish there. Lelick goes with a gentle pass in the direction there of Maybe, but Sharks wanting to slow it down as much as they can. Every time they try and do that in the early stages of this game, the Blackhawks seem to get possession back. They've got more players out the back of the puck waiting for that turnover, and they're going to set it up out wide again. Woodman breaks out from the defensive zone, only momentarily, and again he's forced back. But he's got the speed, pushes the puck forward, only as far as Santana. And he gets it out, Robson. Alelic. Beautiful pass out there to Jake Ruck. He's got some open space on the mid-slot, but he's forced back. That's good defending. Getting a little bit physical there is the Blackhawks captain Grover, but he forced ruck back. That's good play. Grover gets it back. Again, he goes cross ice off the boards in the direction of Whelan, but it's a 2-on-1. Good play by Williams. Checked on the end boards was Cuthbert by Jackson. Watch out, the referee losing his footing and landing flat on his back, but he gets up right away. And McLean, fell hard there. The check, that was by Davidson. And the Blackhawks again retain that possession of the puck. And they're on the breakout here. Davidson tries to get the shot towards the net, but it's blocked off by Chapman. The slot uncovered on the left-hand side. Davidson checked hard by Doyle. It's on the open ice of the goal line. Doyle gets it back, and now the Sharks can get on the break. Atkins dodges the check. It's now forward to McLean. Does he go cross ice to Williams? McLean gets cleaned up again. This time Grover does the damage. The McLean, you can't keep the big man down. And it goes over the bench. That was courtesy of Whelan. And we'll have ourselves a face-off by the neutral zone. We've played the first 7 minutes of this matchup thus far. Still 0-0 here at the Perth Ice Arena. We're broadcasting live on the Front Row Screens Facebook page and on the PPL Facebook page as well. Over 500 likes. CD Dodd PPL Facebook page. And we thank you all for your support so far this season. Keep it coming. We gratefully appreciate it. As Doyle hands it from the defensive zone. Their passing needs to be a little bit tighter at the moment. Backhander by Campbell. Couldn't get that one to go in time. He had a little too much zing on that one. Maybe tried to go for the backhand. It's cross ice. The cherry picker was Campbell. He goes with the backhand to Sack, who scored the Blackhawks' only goal in their match last week. Williams gets it back. He's got players out in the open on the low slot. Sack was one of them, but he forced to play it direct. And that's where Drew Robson can man it behind the goal line. He goes to Santana, and Robson gets it back, and now they can get on the move. Angel towards centre ice now. It's a high one, out to open ice. On the goal line, no icing call. Santana shoots from the right point. Good save, Smart. Deflects that one forward. Looking to penetrate space on the centre of the defensive slot. Woodman not wanting to take the risk, and rightfully so, but they play it out wide. And now the Blackhawks can move it quickly again through Davidson. He's pressured by Santana. Good stick checking by the Sharks captain. But Davidson gets it back. McLean barges in. Gets checked to the inboards again. That's the third time. McLean rebounds. Outside the house. Maybe with the open ice pass, but it's going to go only as far as the goal line. And it's going to be an icing call. A little bit of a late one it was, but we'll go all the way back to the Blackhawks attacking zone. First 9 minutes been played in this match thus far. And on the CD Dodd scoreboard, as you can see, no score being added, but the Blackhawks have their first real chance out of the face-off. It's going to go onto the outer circle of our camera position. McLean and Davidson. Davidson wins out. He goes to Cuthbert. Cuthbert deep in the slot, finding Whelan. Dewar deflecting that one back. McLean, great play by McLean in barging that one. But it goes only as far as a couple of the Blackhawks players. One of them is Davidson. He gets it out to Woodman. Laid back there from Harry Jackson. He's only had the first few minutes of this first period since changing on the fly. Ruck on the breakout. Fakes the pass, which was intended for Lelek, but he's forced back. He just lost his balance again. Well, he's falling over like nobody's business in the early going. Lelek rebounds, gets deep into the slot. He goes for it. It just bobbled out of Smart's pads, but unfortunately the referee has blown the whistle. It looks as though there is a high stick there, and it looks as though we'll have a player in the penalty box for the first time. That's Corey Chalaru, who was responsible for that. And so we'll roll the shutter guard power play for the first time. And a crucial one it will be for the Sharks with that 5-on-4 advantage. With less than 10 minutes to go, this will be the first critical phase for both teams. get that first goal. Ruck pushes off the face-off to Santana. Back to Smith. Blackhawks again play it out of the defensive zone. It's an open ice pass. Will it be an icing call? No, it's waved off. And they'll try and do that as much as they can to chew off this power play time. Santana with the backhand finds Langell, who's on the breakout. No one was coming at him from the defensive end. Langell goes cross ice out to Jake Ruck. Didn't get that one to go. Not executed well. Radcliffe Smith tried to hoist that one back to the centre slot, but that one didn't go in. And now the puck, just like that, is back on the Blackhawks attacking zone. They want to chew up as much penalty time as they can to kill off the power play. Santana. Ruck. His pass crashing through the centre zone. Langell. And it'll be an icing call. And that's not one the Blackhawks would want to concede. Again, we'll go all the way back to the Sharks attacking, to the Blackhawks attacking zone, and the Blackhawks making a few changes on the fly. Grover comes off, and so is Campbell. Tomic Sack comes back on. Shade and Ruck on that face-off. It's won by Ruck, and now they're going to push it out wide again. Both sides have had a habit of doing this in the opening period for little to no reward. Grover again going cross ice, open ice rather. No icing call made. And again, putting pressure on the Sharks to find the opportunity, and minimal time is left in this power play. Radcliffe Smith goes cross ice, went to Robson, had the fresh airy off the sideboards. The Blackhawks get it back, and to their credit, the Blackhawks have killed off the power play. Chalaru comes back on, and the Blackhawks have done it well. Doyle goes out wide. Jackson on the wing, off the sideboards. Wasn't the wisest pass. Whelan is pressuring Jackson. Nice little back check, forcing Jackson down. Williams bobbles it out. Hillier. Good save off the stick by Dewar. Doyle pushes it along the wings, and again the Blackhawks enforce that turnover as Shea tries to take that one back at mid-air, but it goes over the bench and onto the penalty box rather. So maybe the puck could spend 2 minutes in the penalty box nonetheless. Luckily the referees have got a spare batch of pucks in case one of them flies away. We've had a few of those in the curtain raiser games earlier. Jackson off the face-off, plays it wide. It was intended there for Braden maybe, but just out of his reach. Grover and Williams combining on the wing, but turned over. Doyle. Nice defensive takeaway. And the Sharks are on the move again, only for the moment, as Grover mops that one up from behind the goal line. Good frontal stick checking by Maybe. And Maybe turns it over on the defensive end, on the attacking end. Brilliant stuff, but they couldn't execute the entry into the low slot. Grover, long shot. Dewar clutches that one in, but lets it go. Maybe rebounding off the defensive turnover. It's back and forth now. Williams bypassed. Doyle along the sideboards. And the Blackhawks can have another go. Pass came to Williams from the mid-slot. And Dewar clutches that one in. Good save. Now the Sharks goaltender. And you see there Ben Williams not quite happy with the shot he made. He wanted to score that one. There will be a face-off on the outer circle. Be Davidson and Ruck. Ruck pushes back, finds Santana. Robson along the boards. Risky pass. It was a blind one. Went looking there for Campbell, but the Sharks still have it. There's three around the puck on the defensive end. Davidson back checks Santana. Open ice pass out towards the Blackhawks defensive zone, and it's going to be manned there by Woodman. Woodman out to Shade. Great play. Now Sack. Sack shoots from the corner of the house, and again, Dylan Dewar providing that saving grace for the Sharks with a good save. That's twice now that the Sharks haven't been able to get it out of their defensive zone, and that's resulted and a turnover and a repeat entry into the Blackhawks attacking zone, but to no reward. Into the slot goes Campbell. Went with the backhand towards the net, but couldn't get that one to go. Well played by Atkins. Atkins plays it wide, but Woodman on centre ice. Rebounds. Back and forth it goes along the wings. The Sharks through Robson can clear. Good physical work there by Sack. Sack with a turnover. Does he go through three of them? No, he's forced back. The slot largely covered. Again, great defence by the Sharks. Williams and Atkins, but however, it's turned over. Cross ice went Sack towards Williams, but he couldn't get that one to go either. These missed chances. That should have either side leading at least 2-0. Ratcliffe Smith may have the chance. Inside the slot, he's forced out by Grover. That was brilliant defending by Grover. Defended side by side. McLean went out to Ratcliffe Smith, and it looked like a high check. It was. And there's a high push against that Blackhawks player in particular. And that was Tomek Sack. So for the second time, the Blackhawks will be without one player for at least 2 minutes. So a shutter guard power play back in effect. And again, will be to the Sharks' advantage. Hillier comes on, and it's going to be rucking the face-off against Blake Cuthbert. He's had a change of jersey number 16 he is now for the Blackhawks, and the power play again will begin in favour of the Sharks. On left point is Doyle. Backhanded to Ratcliffe Smith. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And what the Blackhawks would want to do is a repeat of those open ice passes, but it may backfire as Doyle plays it back to Ratcliffe Smith in the slot. Langell couldn't get the tip in to go. And the game getting immensely physical between both sides, despite no goals being added on the board. Open ice pass by Hillier. Dewar. Lets that one go for Doyle. With open space, Langell can build the breakout. But his pass was ill-effective. Doyle, however, backs him up. The Blackhawks through Grover and Hillier, providing the sting in the tail in this power play in their favour, doing what they did in that last power play, those repeat open ice passes, chewing the time. Langell may break it, loses possession of the puck. Again, that defensive checking by the Blackhawks, really good, but Langell retains possession. Finds Lelick, does he go to the left right-hand point? Doyle riding that check well from Woodman. Langell gets the puck back. It's intended for Chapman. Chapman's shot ricochet off a Blackhawks player. There's less than 40 seconds on the power play and just over a minute left in the first period. Big cross-ice pass was intended for Cuthbert. No icing call. Less than 20 seconds left on the power play. The Blackhawks wanting to do everything they can to stop the fast-paced entry of the Sharks. Lelick combining with Doyle. Cross-ice pass, it was a blind one into open ice territory. Chalaru out there to Grover. And another penalty will likely be killed off. Or will it? Langell with seconds to go. The penalty's killed off. And again, defensive turnover comes their way. Here's Sack from the left point. Dummies the shot, but Jackson read it brilliantly. Good play by Jackson. Ruck with three across. Penetrates the slot from the corner. He goes cross-ice. Langell, but McLean gets that one to go. Or did it count? No, it was waved off. I thought it was a goal for a moment. Oh, controversy striking before the end of the first period. Was it a goal? Santana went cross-ice, but it was a blind pass. Sack out in the open. 5 seconds to go. He shoots off the skates of Grover, of his own teammate there, but the buzzer will go. A slightly controversial end to the opening period. The Sharks had the best chance. McLean looked to have tipped that one in, and it looked to have gone over the line, but the referee waved it off, and Sack almost making it worse for the Sharks and scoring that first goal. But nonetheless, it is a 0-0 tie at the end of the first between the Sharks and the Blackhawks. Stay tuned for the second period here on Front Row Screens. Shatterguard
has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shutterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to the Perth Ice Arena. The Blackhawks in a real tight tussle against the Sharks in this round 18 Perth Premier League clash, thanks to CD Dodd. 0-0 at the end of the first, but both sides missing plenty of chances throughout that opening period. Although it could have been 1-0 to the Sharks with a late tip-in by Sean McLean off the low slot, but controversially waved off. It was deemed not to go below the line. It looked at first from where I am in the commentary box, and might be the same view for you guys watching at home everywhere around WA and around the world, that it might have gone over the line, but the referee made the decision and it wasn't. But the Blackhawks and the Sharks both tussling it out. A little bit of physicality also was in that first period, but what would you expect in the best state hockey league in the country, CD Dodd Perth Premier League? You'd expect nothing less between these two sides who are needing a win to reinvigorate their finals hopes. Woodman was fantastic in that defensive zone, so was Williams. But the Sharks, they stopped every entry that the Blackhawks could muster in that low slot. But will the second period provide the same, or will there be an unanswered burst? It's going to be Davidson and McLean to start things off in this face-off for this second period here at the PIA. And we are underway. Valancourt, who's spending his first minutes on the ice. He sat out the entire first period. And now they get an immediate entry, do the Blackhawks, through Davidson and Sack. But quickly, the Sharks have the turnover. The pass went out to Woodman and Grover from the low slot. He shoots, but it deflected off Dewar's pads. Grover gets it back from the point and just by the left post, and it ricocheted onto Dewar's gloves and he stones it in. That's the first real chance the Blackhawks have had from that area. And they had plenty of opportunities from the left-hand point at the opposite end. But the Sharks were able to get the shot block just in time on almost every occasion. But that was the first real opportunity that Grover was able to present. We're underway again. Davidson out to Sack, just by the left post. That's two chances now from the exact same area. Jackson, good 180, up against Davidson. He goes along the end boards. Chapman, well, that's maybe. Up against Chalaru. Chalaru goes low and keeps the puck at his disposal. That's good play. It's a 2-on-2 now, scrambling along the sideboards. Now Grover. Good stick checking by Grover, and again, it's in that same area. However, it's turned over. Maybe. Plays it low. He's up against Sack, but Sack defends it well. Backhander keeps it open to his advantage. Great play by Sack. Brilliantly done. Now on open ice behind the goal line, and it'll be an icing call. So that, I'd have to say, in retrospect, would be a wasted end to a good set play that was set up by the skill of Sack, who's been in great form in the last month in particular. Points per game, 1.1. And he's also scored 5 goals this season so far. Face off on the inner circle. Davidson getting tangled up with McLean, but McLean wins it out. Free space on the edge of the slot. Off the gloves of Smart. And that's the Sharks' first real chance. Almost cross ice by Atkins, deep in the slot. Well recovered by Grover, the Blackhawks captain. Cross ice, bypassing Williams, but Sack was right there for support. Nice 180 by Sack. He's got an open man out of the left point, shoots! And again, Dylan Dewar down low, inside the crease, making a good save. Among the first real shots for the Blackhawks inside their offensive zone tonight. Coming up a little bit later on, we have got an absolute barnstormer, a top-of-the-table clash between the Flyers Blue and the Flyers Orange, the two main contenders for the championship. And that one, dare I say it, may be a high-scoring thriller because they've got plenty of great scorers in attack for both sides. But here, this first game, still 0-all on the CD Dodd scoreboard as we go back to the Blackhawks attacking zone for another icing call. Let us know where you're watching from across Western Australia and across the world. We hope you're keeping safe as well. Very important in the crazy times we're living in. Williams this time, interchanges for Davidson, loses out on the face-off to McLean. And pushes it along the end boards. Now Atkins on the breakout. Pushes gently to McLean, just couldn't keep that one under control. And Woodman on the defensive rebound. Long open ice pass. Goes through Cuthbert. And again another icing call. And again, the Sharks will have it in their territory. A great atmosphere here at the Perth Ice Arena on a Friday night. Even when the weather hasn't been very pleasant here in Perth over the last few days. Hope you're all keeping warm in your seats. Langell in the slot. Again saved by Smart, rebounded by Ruck. He's got two players on the high point. Does he go to one of them? Ruck, I reckon he has to. He does. Goes to Santana, deep in the slot. Again saved by Smart, this time outside the crease. Cross ice, blind pass turned over. Williams on the breakout. Goes out wide, was intended for Cuthbert. Cuthbert pressured by Santana. Santana keeps it in front. He's supported by Ratcliffe Smith. Great play by Santana. We couldn't get that one under control with Ratcliffe Smith. And now the Blackhawks on the rebound, out to Williams. Couldn't get that one executed. Inside the low slot. And again, the Sharks with these easy turnovers and easy breakouts. Good play. Out to Ruck. Well, he's forced to go for the 360. It's his non-preferred hand to shoot. Out there to his offensive man in Jackson. Couldn't get that one to go. And another defensive turnover goes the Blackhawks' way. They aren't able to make it count. Because the Sharks, they've got three around the puck, and just like that, inflict another turnover, and they go cross ice. Blind pass by the neutral zone. Grover, that's a Hillier. Lays it out wide, finding Whelan. He's got two on the slot, but covered off just as quickly by the Sharks' defense. They're really putting the pressure on. Hillier absorbs the check and keeps the puck in front. Hillier on centre point, goes wide. Centers the puck. Hillier gets it back towards the attacking slot. Ratcliffe Smith plays it along the boards, ricochet off a couple of Blackhawks players. Whelan, oh! And the referee got right amongst the impact, and he is down. He went down like a bag of spuds. And he's just gripping his stomach there. He did take a hard hit, but he's going to just pick himself up and dust off the cobwebs. These are tough customers, these referees, waving the hand up saying, I'm okay. The game resumes. Davidson and McLean inside the first 6 minutes of this second period. Still no goal being added. Both teams eager to get it. Referees wave the hand up. There was a high stick. Chalaru couldn't get the slap shot in time. Now he's pressured by Chapman, and the advantage will end. And that'll mean a penalty call against the Sharks. And it's McLean who is responsible for the high stick. And he'll spend some time in the penalty box now. So that'll mean the Blackhawks have their first 5-on-4 advantage in this game. Can they make the most of it? They've had the puck in their attacking zone more than the Sharks in this second period. They've had a few more defensive takeaways as well. They've also been more effective on the breakout as well. Grover! Good save, Dewar. That's a real good slap shot by Grover. He gave it plenty of power. Looking for the rebound, other Sharks. Getting checked there was Doyle by Grover. The puck's now on centre point. Woodman Almost tipped in by Hillier. They go to Grover again. He fakes the shot. Passes to the right-hand side, finding Sack. Goes back to Grover towards the slot, and Dewar, under tremendous pressure, making a good save. And that'll be another face-off on the offensive zone for the Blackhawks as they continue to chew up this penalty time, the Sharks, with McLean in the box. Williams wins it out, but the Sharks have the turnover. And predictably, they try and go for the open ice pass and chew off more time. The Blackhawks swiftly transferring the puck end to end. Watch out though, the Sharks were coming at them hard. The puck comes out to Sack. He's forced back now, not in a lot of open space. And the open ice pass comes again, this time from number 21 there in Brock Williams. He got very far, but again, the Blackhawks effective on the breakout. Where's the forechecking coming from the Sharks? Woodman on the slot. Almost got there, but was nearly tripped up there by Dewar. It was a good save off the pads. Must be their best chance when penetrating the low slot. Possibly the Sharks could kill off this penalty. Grover pushes out wide to Sack. Nice little 180. Grover was on his own. Shoots from centre point. Didn't get that one to go. It's a scramble for it on the mid-slot. Sack again. He's got Woodman on centre point if he wants it, and that's where he goes. And again, they're going to play it out wide. Two Blackhawks on the low slot, but they're forced back. And again, the penalty's killed off, so the Sharks will have McLean at their disposal now. Cross ice in the direction of Hillier. Ricochet off the post. And again, the open ice pass comes in. But I have to say, it was a bit unnecessary given the penalty was just killed off. And that gives the Blackhawks another chance in their attacking zone. They've had more shots on target in this second period alone than the Sharks. So they've got the momentum, but they just haven't got a goal on the board yet. And the Sharks are in that same situation on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Davidson and McLean, it's even Stevens in that one. It's off the glass. Oh, and a high check there by Williams. And the referees wave the hand. The advantage will go the Blackhawks' way. Cross ice to Davidson. They go out to Williams. The shot again, far wide from the left post. McLean gets possession of it. And the advantage should end by about now. And that's where he goes again. And there it is. And that was for the high check just some 15 seconds ago. And sufficient impact there aimed at the head. And that'll mean another Sharks power play against them. Brock Williams, who you saw deliver that head-high check, will spend 2 minutes in the box. And again, the Blackhawks have another chance with that extra man on the rink. Campbell and Ruck doing battle. It was one out by Ruck, but again, the Blackhawks with the extra man are looking to expose more gaps in that low slot to try and prevent the Sharks covering it off directly. Woodman! Rebounded by Dewar. Goes back to the centre point. Woodman. He goes there again. Slap shot by Sack. Just by the right-hand post this time. Plenty of chances coming for the Blackhawks. And again, they're looking to go to Sack on the left point. Transfers it to the centre. And now Woodman. Towards the low slot. The Sharks doing their best to cover the area with the lesser man on the rink. Grover couldn't get that one to go, and now he's having to change on the fly. Davidson's going to come in. Sack has Woodman, and now Davidson, who's interchanged. Sack keeps it in front. Well played. Out to Davidson. He has to go back to Sack because the Sharks have that slot well covered. And it enforces the turnover. In penalty conditions, though. They've got less than a minute before that power play is killed off. Smart. He's got it in front. He leaves the crease exposed for a moment there, but he knew how to control that situation with ease. Doyle out on the defensive zone. Got a bit sluggish there. He's turned it over. Out to Davidson, who was the intended target for the cross-ice pass, but was in the wrong place at the wrong time. No icing call. Smart. Very risky indeed. Left the crease open. Oh, accidental there. McLean. He's been felled more times by more than any other player this season. and tonight in particular, but he just keeps getting up. Williams almost getting checked by Doyle, but he got taken out. And Williams is down. Well, he was just down on his haunches for a moment there, but looks as though he'll be okay. He's having a few words there with Doyle. A few heated ones for that matter. And Williams is just trying to relieve himself of that pain there. And no surprise, Doyle getting another penalty as soon as the last penalty was killed off. In fact, no. So no penalty. And both sides will make a few changes on the fly. With 7 minutes and 1 on the clock. In fact, it's a timeout rather. So the clock will stop at 7 minutes and 1 second in the second period. You can see there, Robson is joining his team in the huddle, but also the Blackhawks just debating on those last few plays with the referees. The referees as well deliberating over that last incident where Williams got taken out by Doyle and he was left, Williams rather, yes, Ben Williams, and was left on his haunches for about 3 seconds there. Referees just deliberating over that. And while we've got this delay of the game, and we've got a big weekend on Front Row Screen Sport coming up, you do not want to miss any of the action. Of course, we got the second game of tonight's round a little later tonight. Top of the table clash between the Flyers Blue, the reigning champs, and perennial contenders, the Flyers Orange, and of course a waffle double header Saturday and Sunday. West Perth and Pure Thunder tomorrow, and Sunday Subiaco and South Fremantle from Leederville. Those two matches are going to be absolute rippers, and so will the one later tonight. This one also among the ranks, but this one more of an arm wrestle. Looking for that first goal, and so the delay of the game will end, and the power play killed off by then. The clock will reset, and Williams allowed back on just in the nick of time. He could have been the cherry picker on the offensive zone. Very, very sneaky indeed, but Charlie Smart had control of the situation. So Chapman on the defensive zone, plays it off the boards, but Woodman, I have to say he's played better than what he did last week, and the Blackhawks, as a whole, when it comes to their attacking gameplay, have played a lot better. Their passing is a lot more polished compared to last week in that loss to the Vikings. The Sharks, they're playing the man at the moment, if we were to term it correctly. And that's allowed the Blackhawks to have plenty chances from the breakout. As Sack pressured into a turnover, and in fact it's inflicted. Chapman find a way out wide. The shot, ricochet off a Sharks defender. Ruck, he breaks through onto the offensive zone from the corner. Deflected by Smart. That's great play by Smart. He's been on a roll in the last few weeks. Santana tries to pierce the slot, but all that's left is Blackhawks players. Chalaru nearly coughs it up. In fact, he does. Lelick will try and center it. He goes for it himself off the stick of Smart. Good save. McLean with a backhand. That's great play. Allows Lelick into the point. Penetrating the slot go the Sharks. McLean was in front, but he got bypassed. Sack with the defensive turnover. He now breaks clear, but maybe stops it in his tracks. It's back and forth now, with 5 minutes, 5.5 minutes rather, remaining on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Chalaru, and it's going to be a penalty against the Blackhawks. And it looked like a slash. Referee's deliberating over that. And again, it's Tomek Sack. He talking with the referee specifically on why. The clock will continue to run. 5 minutes to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. And again, it'll be Tomek Sack. So another power play in effect. But in spite of that, turn the volume up wherever you may be watching and enjoy the sights and the sounds. The CD Dodd Perth Premier League live from the Perth Ice Arena. Sights and sounds of the CD Dodd Premier League as Grover tries to go for the slap shot, blocked off by Ruck. He loses his stick in the process, does Ruck. Open ice pass from the Sharks' defensive zone. From the Blackhawks' defensive zone, rather. And another icing call as the penalty time again chews up. And that's what the Blackhawks would want. In this penalty time against Tomek Sak. And there'll be only another 15 seconds by the time the face-off resumes. But the Sharks again with the extra man on the ice. Langell goes through two. Smart looking to push forward and inflict that save outside the crease. Langell and Grover, they're wanting to try and get it out of there. Ruck pushes it out. Penalty killed off. Ratcliffe-Smith piercing the slot. Goes looking there for Langell with the cross-ice pass. A ricochet there off Davidson. Pushed into the glass by Langell. Nice back check. Whoa, and Grover getting his own back from Ratcliffe-Smith. My golly. And it's going to be another penalty call. And it looks like a hook. This time against Ratcliffe-Smith. No, it was for the check on Grover. That was head high on the boards. And Ratcliffe-Smith punching the glass. He's not too happy about it. He is pretty heated. I have to say, I'd have to go along with him. We go to the CD Dodd replay on that. And there, Langell getting a little check as well. And it goes back towards the goal line and bang! There wasn't much impact on that, I'd have to say. But if it's head high, Although he does appear a little stiff on that one. Does Ratcliffe-Smith. But another power play in effect for the rest of the second period. So the Blackhawks will want to take every chance that they have with the extra man on the rink. Woodman. Lovely hoist pass out to Grover. Almost tipped in by Hillier. He was the man in front of the slot. Woodman tries to go for it. Again, Hillier snatches it out. Hillier and Santana getting bumper to bumper. Another open ice pass. The Sharks looking to cover that one. But Smart will come up to meet it. And Tomek Sak can go on the breakout. He's got great speed. Stick check by Maybe, but he keeps going. There's Tomek Sak. He goes low towards Hillier. This time Williams deep in the slot. Looking for the tip in. Out of the scramble goes Jackson. Great effort by Jackson onto the defensive zone. Almost got taken out. He just lost his footing, but it's head high. It's a head high check. And that is on Jackson against the Blackhawks again. And so there have been a couple of those in the first couple of periods, and this time it is against Williams. So as the clock continues to expire, both teams will go in 4-on-4 briefly for the start of the second period, with no score being added in the first two. It's been a real arm wrestle. So we'll only have just this one moment of the face-off, and we won't even get it. In fact, Liam Campbell's there just saying cut, 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 like in a movie scene. But it is still 0-0. After two periods, a real arm wrestle in this round 18 clash. Who's going to get that first goal and get the 2 points in this round 18 clash? It's an important 15 minutes coming up. We'll be back with all the final period action shortly, where the Sharks and the Blackhawks are still tied at 0-0.
Shatterguard has been installing Perth's best shutters for over 30 years. With no advertising signs on your front lawn and no sales gimmicks, visit shatterguard.com.au.
Welcome back to the Perth Ice Arena. Final period of this opening game of round 18. The CD Dodd Perth Premier League. Still 0-0 between the two sides. And both the Blackhawks and the Sharks will be desperate to get that first goal on the board. It has been real hard to come by for both sides as we take you to the CD Dodd highlights of that second period. The Blackhawks got more of the attack and more shots on target in that second period alone. It was largely for two reasons. One, the power play situations early on that were in their favour, and also for the way they were able to get numbers into the slot and outside as well, especially late in the later minutes where they had three players on the outside looking for that long slap shot out of centre point in particular. And that's where players like Grover and Woodman have done plenty of damage. As we take you back live, and the Sharks getting back into position. Keep in mind, it will briefly be 4-on-4 for the first 30 seconds, as there is still some penalty time left for Connor Ratcliffe-Smith, but also Ben Williams as well. He got himself a penalty for a head-high check on the outer wing in the final minute. But the start of this third period will be very interesting indeed. McLean will start things off for the Sharks. And the third period is go. A vital one indeed for both sides. Cross-ice entry towards Grover. That could have been an easy chance to get the first goal on the board, but Grover, my goodness, that was a big, bad miss. For the Sharks, with players out on the open, can mop it up. Robson on the defensive zone. He can play the puck wide. That's what he does. Finding Santana. The Sharks penalty killed off. And they're back to 5-on-5 for the next minute and a half. The power play still in effect for Williams. With that head-high check in the last minute. Robson. His shot from right-hand point doesn't convert. McLean out the back. He went to Braden maybe. But it's turned over. Cross-ice pass towards the centre. Davidson. It's been manned up there by Hillier. Hillier with the backhand. It's Woodman. Did he get it in? No, he didn't. It was waved off. Dylan Dewar on the last line, making a great save. Another big chance gone begging. And we're taken out of the CD Dodd replay. Again, that fabulous turnover into the breakout, working well for the Blackhawks. And there you see Woodman penetrating the slot on his own. It was a one-on-one between himself and Dewar. Went to the left-hand side of the net, but Dewar kept his eye on it brilliantly. He's got laser vision tonight. No wonder he's been making so many good saves in the first while of this game. Back and forth the puck goes, but they transfer the play from Langell to Ruck. Ruck shoots! And wide of the right-hand post. So the chances are getting more frequent now. The pressure's really on both sides. Whelan and Grover out of the defensive zone, and now the Blackhawks in attack again, but only as far as Doyle for the Sharks. Pressure's really riding high. Who wants it? Ruck wants it. Nice pass, opening it up to O'Reilly Langell. He can go cross-ice to Ruck. He's exposed on the left-hand slot. He doesn't go there. Oh, risky indeed for Langell to go for the shot himself, because Ruck had country miles of space inside the slot. The players bumping each other like a pinball machine at the moment. Played along the wings, hoisted back into the Blackhawks attacking zone. Doyle. Chopped out, back onto centre ice. Here's Whelan. Can he keep it in front? He's under pressure from Lelick. Well played by Lelick, brilliantly done. Got it out to Jackson. Bypasses Hillier. And the Sharks are on again. Oh, his pass. Ruck was blocked by the referee of all people. Hillier looking to go for the backhand, but just out of Reeland's reach. Back and forth the puck goes. No penalty call made. Oh, Langell getting taken out there. McLean has the puck at his disposal. He can go to Doyle if he wants to. Turned over. Chalaru inside the slot. He doesn't go. The puck's open. Langell flicks it out. McLean. It's a 2-on-1. McLean can go to Lelick, but it was a blind pass. Oh, the Blackhawks defense resolute. Atkins tries to body check his opponent, but he ended up falling himself. And now the Sharks with the penalties killed off. Back to 5-on-5. This is where the action really happens. Robson plays it back to Lelek on the inner wing. He goes only as far as Woodman for the Blackhawks. Bypass by Lelek. And now Chalaru from the defensive zone. And play it out. The Blackhawks are on again. A little bit of physical stuff behind the play too. Williams and Lelek getting involved. And Whelan and Sack rather looked to have been tripped up, but it was inadvertent. Atkins tries to barge his way through. Grover with the turnover, plays it off the sideboards, but the Sharks can steady things down. The Blackhawks are playing with an amped-up tempo in this third period. Good golly almighty. Grover checks out Chapman on the sideboards. Ruck versus Woodman now on the Sharks attacking zone. It's a race. Woodman must win out. He does. He got the defensive turnover, but there was interference. The referee waved the hand. It was a high stick. And again, the Blackhawks are going to have to settle for 5-on-4 for the next 2 minutes. So 11 minutes to go on the CD Dodd scoreboard. Still 0-all. The pressure is really on for both sides to get that first score on the board. And a real hybrid style game, as you would expect. First 4 minutes before a stoppage of great significance in this final period. Remember, 15 minutes in stoppage time if you're new to the PPL or viewing us for the first time. I'm glad to have your company on this Friday night in the best state in the country, Western Australia. Puck's on the outer attacking wing. The Sharks looking to really control the Blackhawks' amped up tempo. Open ice pass in the direction of Dewar inside the goal crease. And he can play it to the side where Santana can steady things. Santana through the legs of the referee. Out to Williams and Jeffries. Oh, Jackson rather. Jackson, almost got tripped up, but good control. Maybe gets it back to Jackson. Off the gloves are smart. The Blackhawks again will look to be productive from the defensive turnover. They've done it well. Campbell out to Grover. And Campbell will get it back on the outer wing. A couple of players storming their way through to go for the body check. Ruck tries to play it wide. It's hoisted from the defensive zone, but Jackson will come up to meet it. Another minute left of this penalty, and both sides now making changes on the fly as Jackson plays it to Ruck. Ruck forced wide. He can go cross ice to Langell. He does, but doesn't cover much, because the slot is heavily protected, 3 around the area. Ruck goes cross ice. Radcliffe Smith. Oh, he had a fresh area there at the last moment, because that was another big chance. Open ice pass, but it's blocked inside the goal crease. Dewar. And now Doyle. He can go on the breakout. He's got space in front of him. That's where he goes. Long wrist shot. Oh! Grover cleaned out Doyle. But Ruck rebounds for the Sharks. Went cross ice to Radcliffe Smith. And again, the whistle's blown. And my goodness, things are getting really heated at the moment. And another power play against the Blackhawks. So it'll be 5-on-3. And again, it's Tomek Sack. That's not the phase that the Blackhawks would want to be in at the moment, given that they've had most of the attack in the last 2 periods of play. They would not want to waste it if they concede a goal to the Sharks in this situation. So it's Woodman and Sack for at least 2 minutes and 30 that'll have to sit in the penalty box. 5-on-3. Puck goes out to Santana on the outer wing. Plays it forward. And Santana gets it back. Oh, he had a fresh area. And the puck will just steadily drag back to the Sharks' defensive zone. But the penalty against Woodman is now killed off, so the Blackhawks get an extra man on the rink. Radcliffe Smith, does he go back there to Langell? He does, but it was just out of Langell's reach. Again, another open ice pass. That's where they go to chew off the time. The Sharks have done that as well. And they've been restricted via a penalty. Backhander by Williams. Chapman reels it in. Almost a blind pass. Clever backhand by Williams allows McLean to take it back to the attacking zone, but it was a poor entry. Williams with the turnover. Ben Williams, that is. Now Brock Williams. Forced wide. He has to go back. He's got Atkins. And Atkins losing the stick as well. So has a Blackhawks player as well. And again, the open ice pass seeming essential for the Blackhawks to chew off this penalty. Robson, hounded by Davidson. Finds Williams. Blind pass. The Blackhawks again through Woodman. Woodman shoots off the stick of Dewar. Good save, and it was a high one too. Davidson. They want to keep the puck in front of him because the penalty that Saka's got could be killed off in less than half a minute. Woodman. Woodman shoots from centre points. Off the pads of Dewar. Grover hands it steadily. Where was that to? Doyle and Woodman. Davidson. Doyle pushes back. Finding Atkins. Now it's a McLean. But look at that. The cherry picker was Williams. Isolating on his own. Atkins shoots. Ricochet off Grover. Oh, they can count their lucky stars, the Blackhawks, after that. Leaving Atkins on his own. Cross-ice pass turned over. McLean. McLean tipped in. Did it go over? No! It didn't go over. So another chance had gone begging. McLean is getting pretty stiff on luck at the moment. Charlie Smart on the last line. Another magnificent save as we go to the CD Dodd replay. Getting it back into the slot there was Williams, finding McLean, who had space, went for the shot. The scramble came in, tripped up. There was another Sharks player, but still clutching it in was Charlie Smart, and the goal that looked to have been scored waved off. So that's the second one that the Sharks have had to contend with. 7 minutes to go in this last period. Still 0-0. The cherry picker's on, but the Sharks recover it. It goes back to their attacking zone. All penalties killed off, and it's been 5-on-5. Santana tries to go for the hoist pass, but Williams is not letting that happen. Good defense by Williams, but backing him up there was Braden Maybe. Open ice pass towards Smart. Plays it to the right wing. Beautiful cross ice pass, opens it up to Sack. Oh, he's left with a dilemma. He goes cross ice, but it was blind. Ruck tries to keep it in for himself. But Williams on the outer side. Transfers it back. Chalaru. Langell. Maybe. Cross ice. He went for Ruck, but it was turned over. The Blackhawks now have it. And again through Woodman. Woodman from the corner. Off the gloves of Dewar. Robson can send it forward. No, it's cherry picked out to Whelan. Just wide of the right post. Plenty of chances, not falling both sides' way. Diving in there on the slot there was Whelan, making the save almost with his head. Langell on the breakout. There's three Hawks around him. Backhander out to Ruck. He goes cross ice. Langell defended well. Tomek Sack. Off the sideboards. It's a 2-on-1. The Blackhawks have the advantage. Davidson. And again, Dewar with the save. Just off the boards. Watch out, ref. Whelan gets checked from behind there by Jake Ruck. The Blackhawks putting the pressure back on the Sharks. Robson by the neutral line. Gets it out to Langell. He can play it out wide. He elects to go back to the outer wing. And they zigzag the puck to the open space. But it's covered off by the Blackhawks again. Robson comes up to meet it. On the defensive goal line. He's under pressure, however. This is Williams and Robson. Robson wins out. Out to open ice. Langell and Woodman. They're waving for an icing call. And they will get it. 4.5 minutes remaining. Certainly has been anything but a dull game. 0-0, but both sides with plenty of chances that, unluckily for them, have not resulted in one being put up on the scoreboard. And speaking of CD Dodd's scoreboard, 4.5 minutes to go in this game. It's been a real tussle. Cuthbert, he's been quiet tonight. Tried to go for that defensive turnover, but the Sharks have it in attack. Langell couldn't control it. And the Blackhawks look to recover. McLean out in the open. but he was cut off very quickly. Cuthbert goes to a 3-on-1. That's where Whelan was located. But the Blackhawks again have players at the back of the puck ready and waiting. Ratcliffe Smith chopped off there by Whelan, but the Sharks recover it on the defensive end. McLean spent that one before he had it. A nice hoist pass back onto the defensive zone for the Sharks. Good physical check there by Cuthbert on Santana. But Santana recovers and gets it back. McLean almost going over the barrier. And again, it's on the Blackhawks defensive zone where Chalaru can man it and set things up. But a sloppy pass indeed allows Santana to mop it up again. Chapman. Ruck almost getting cleaned up, but keeps his way. Williams just wide of the right-hand post. But now the Sharks will look to recover it. But Chalaru plays it off the end boards. Brilliant work by Grover. In front, Sack. Does he go to Grover? No, he doesn't. It's off the right post. Went with the backhand, but it was too late. Jackson keeps it in front. And now they're going to play it on the outer wing. Ruck again. Good use of the one hand. Plays it to the slot, but he's caught out of it there by Chalaru. But they got open space through Jackson. Faked the slap shot, but nearly tweaked himself. Off the sideboards now. And it's high and onto the scaffolding above. And we'll have a face-off by the neutral zone. The clock will stop at 2.5 minutes. Basically, with how the game has gone on, basically next goal wins. But this game has not been a dull one despite no goals on the board, let me assure you. McLean plays it to Doyle. Did he get head-high contact from Sack? No, he didn't. McLean with the backhand just off the left post. Woodman, back checks maybe. It's a 2-on-1 now. Woodman, good play. Woodman recycling that one off the goal line. Plays it off the end boards, only as far as Jackson. The Blackhawks again with the turnover. Now they can get something going. Grover on the slot. Good pressure by Lelick off the back. But Grover still keeps it his way. Grover goes through two, but couldn't go through the third. The third was maybe. Plays it to McLean. Goes back to maybe. Went through the legs of Woodman. But a little too hard the pass there. Maybe from behind the goal line against Woodman for the second time. He's got back up from Lelick, does maybe. Woodman taking him out. It was head high. The referee's got the hand up. Decisive decision it was too. And Woodman will sit out the rest of the last period. Could that be a last-minute penalty that may prove costly? Well, anything can happen in the next 1 minute and 39 seconds. Good golly almighty. This game just continues to turn in momentum. 1 minute, the Sharks have more of the attack. The next minute, the Blackhawks have more of the attack. And the Shutterguard power play in effect for the remainder of this last period. And they're off screen. Bit of a delay in the game there with Captain Jordan Grover, just deliberating with the referees. Bit of back and forth between them. And it ends in a nice laugh or two. So the last power play of this game will be crucial. The Sharks have the extra man on the ice, and here we go. The last minute and a half of what's been a real enthralling arm wrestle. It's on the outer wing, Santana. The Blackhawks playing coverage well on the defense, on the attacking slot for the Sharks. And now they're on. They've got the turnover. Hillier on the outer point. Good pressure made by Santana. Hillier goes, he should have gone cross ice where Williams was further back. Open ice pass. Two Blackhawks around the puck. One of them is Scott Hillier. We're inside the last minute of what's been a real arm wrestle this game. Langell transfers the puck to centre point. Forced out wide there is his teammate. And the Blackhawks have got a turnover going, and they got a cherry picker. in Ben Williams. It's far then behind the goal line. Williams up against Radcliffe Smith. Radcliffe Smith has the better of it. Couldn't get the puck back. And it goes over the glass. And there will be a stoppage. And it will stop at 36 seconds. And the puck will be on the inner circle. And the puck will be transferred to the inner circle. Will be McLean and Williams. They had Whelan out in the open on centre point, but the Sharks are one out. Doyle breaks free. Forced to go with the backhand under pressure. That's where Sack was in front. Nearly got taken out. Sack is on now. They have to have 4 players on for the rest of this last period. Sack has done it well. Great work under pressure by Jackson to recycle that one off the defensive turnover. Here comes Doyle again. Forced back. Oh, riding the check well there. And Doyle went down like a bag of spuds again. Plenty of players getting bumped left, right and centre. And that's the buzzer. What an incredible game. Even though we had no score on the board, it certainly was not a dull affair. Both sides had plenty of chances in the final 5 minutes, but luck certainly didn't go their way. McLean could have had 2 goals, so could have Woodman, and also Tomic Sack, despite a couple of penalties being served. But what a cracking finish to the first game of round 18 of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. It's finished at 0-0. Dare I say it, from memory, I think that's the first 0-0 tie of the season. And so that'll mean the Blackhawks will go to 10 points from 12 matches. The Sharks, they only just have a second win. They go to 7 points from 14 games. But keep in mind, they do have a couple of games in hand compared to the other 4 sides of the competition. Players shaking hands on what was a real physical tussle. Plenty of drama and plenty of action, as you would expect. And highlights now, wrapping up this game. It certainly wasn't a dull game, despite it being 0-0, let me assure you of that. Plenty of attack, good intensity around the puck. And certainly both sides leaving it all out there. Plenty of bumping, plenty of grinding, and plenty of checking as well. More of an attacking sort of game, which is what we're after in the Perth Premier League. If only there was goals, is the way you could sum it up, as it did finish in 0-0 here at the Perth Ice Arena as part of round 18 of the PPL. But don't forget, we've got another game coming up in about 15 minutes' time, and it is the top of the table clash. Could be a dress rehearsal for the grand final series. The Flyers Blue at 12 matches, 16 points, up against the Flyers Orange, 15 points from 12 matches. Winner will have top spot on the ladder by the end of the night. It is going to be a ripper of a game, so make sure you stay with us in about 15-20 minutes' time for that second game. On behalf of Bailey, Ryan, Matt, and all of the Front Row Screens team, Paul Persick from the commentary position. We'll see you soon here at the Perth Ice Arena for Game 2 between the top 2 teams of the competition, the Flyers Blue and the Flyers Orange, as part of the CD Dodd Perth Premier League. It's on Front Row Screens.